So why does the first 10 seconds matter? Well, the first thing that you say creates such a huge pulsing of energy when you're first meeting somebody that it's going to define ultimately, for the most part, as to whether or not you're going to have a romantic possibility with someone. So give just be very clear that what you say, and not just inside your voice, but in your body, is going to be communicating so much and in such a small level of knowing, meaning this person has never seen you, and so they're going to be judging and rushing so quickly to try and figure out if they are indeed safe. So our instincts are to go to safety first. We talked about in the first second, but it's also important in the first 10 seconds to really maintain that high level of safety. So if you're going to go up to someone and reach out to shake their hand, and you're in a business setting, it's very safe, right? Everyone's used to doing that. That's how people do business. But when you're going up to somebody and trying to actually ultimately get their phone number or take them out on a date, you have to really negotiate some usually unfamiliar territory. It takes a lot of guts to get through the first 10 seconds. Most people don't even attempt to do the first 10 seconds. They find an excuse to self-sabotage themselves. And a lot of times they don't even realize they're self-sabotaging themselves because they don't pay attention to the fact that somebody's actually looking at them. Or that look that was a glance, oh, that person wouldn't like me. Like, we come up with reasons, oh, that person was just looking this way for whatever reason. Tuning in, really being like so laser focused on what's happening is going to open you up to so many new possibilities with love. Now, if you're going to talk about the best practices, and I want to share a few with you right now, I think the first and foremost one is, again, think about what you're going to evoke from your body. So pay attention to who you are at the moment, who they think you're going to be, given the context of the location, and then approach them off to the side. Okay? Coming at somebody straight on is really intense energy, and it's not going to serve you best for casually opening up a conversation. And the key here is you don't know if you're going to fall in love with this person, and obviously if you're the one initiating it, then you kind of have to tread lightly, because you may not actually want to fall in love with them because you may learn something that's not necessarily in sync with yourself, but at the same time you have to understand their position of not knowing who you are. So make it easy. You want to slow play it, at least in terms of your body. So when you come in at the side. If you're in the grocery store, when you're in line, it's a perfect opportunity because you're kind of in line. It's a safe place. You're supposed to be in line. So really tune into the dynamics of where you are, like where there's a lot of open space. Next, be really focused on creating an energetic, edgy opening. Okay? Your state, your vibration, whatever frequency you're at, whether you just had a great day, you just got a new promotion at your work, or if you're having a so-so day because somebody at work, threw you under the bus, whatever it is. The idea is just know where your frequency is and know that whatever frequency that you promote into the hello is going to come right back to you. And it might take a little bit of time, and hopefully you're recognizing that you're seeking to meet somebody that's your own frequency, so you're not trying to force someone to be really uppity if they're not. But ultimately, you want to make sure you tune in to exactly where they are, and knowing where you are with that is going to make it easy with the edge of your opener. So approach, and one of the easiest things to do is to ask an opinion, but ask an opinion about something that's original. Ask someone something that shows value, that you bring something into the equation, that you're not just saying, oh, do you know where the cheese is in a grocery store? I mean, it's kind of cheesy, right? So the idea is be clear that you are asking this question for a reason that has potentially a date behind it. So I mean, be forward, but be forward strategically. So ask an opinion. So for instance, I might go up to a woman and ask her about some supplements, some B vitamin supplements, and ask her, hey, do you know if the liquid form of these supplements is going to give me as much juice for my workouts? But you look like somebody that actually works out enough to know. And so notice when you start to kind of raise it into a bit of a different dimension, then that's when things get intriguing. And the idea is attraction isn't built on just showing your cards. It's built on the drama around what each other is holding in their hands. So you want to disclose a little bit. You want to pretend that you're bluffing, maybe, or you want to pretend that you're holding a good card or whatever. But at the same time, you have to eventually show your cards. So you can't really play the game of pretending that you're somebody else, but be strategic about what you're going to introduce yourself as when you first meet someone. I'm not going to have a conversation about B vitamins if I don't know nutrition. So I do that because it's authentic within myself. If you're a musician, you could look at someone and ask them, hey, do you look like the type of person that might go to a rock show? Do you know of any really good venues around here? Because I'm kind of relatively new to this part of town. Or you look like somebody that could actually introduce me to some really cool bands, because I don't know though, there's something about the way you dress. What kind of music do you listen to? And notice that it's got to be a little bit bold. It has to have some teeth to it, something that's not ordinary, or the person is just going to think you're asking them something random, and they're going to group you in with a creepy person who doesn't necessarily have a purpose or isn't clear and certain that the purpose of you interacting is because you're exploring the possibility of going down a romantic path. So be very, very clear that your opener is going to decide and set the pace. I say it's easier to go a little bit more bold than it is to build up to bold. So use your body correctly. Be aware that there's a lot happening in the negotiation of safety. So do smile. Try to be kind of clever with how you move your shoulders, how you move your arms, and be a little bit just clever. Don't just be ordinary, because that's going to give you an ordinary response in return. So this is the reason that I emphasize the first 10 seconds, and this is one of many practices that goes into it, but I wanted to share a flavor with you. So be aware, the first 10 seconds is going to set the pace.